So it's evident that Ryan has the best movie of the year thus far, bar none. Sinners is live. So what happens when you talk about sinners? It goes wrong. What's up, gang? It's your boy Midnight coming to you live from the Midnight Cinema. And today, what am I discussing? I'm discussing Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan's Sinners. It came out this past weekend, and it has taken the box office by storm for the weekend. It's still climbing to break even, and I think that with all the reviews that are coming out and how well that it's doing with the excellence in the story that is told, I think that this has an excellent chance at being one of the best movies by the end of the year, in a profitable way at the box office. I believe review wise, this is going to be talked about for a very, very long time. And what Ryan Coogler has done is he's brought back some originality that a lot of people have been missing. I think that at the same time, we have to be careful when we use that because there are a lot of original films that are out that a lot of people do not tend to gravitate towards, sadly. And that could be due to any number of reasons, marketing wise or just lack of word of mouth, really. And I believe that this marketing team did an excellent job putting this movie out there for all to see. So, Sinners, what is it about? Well, it's about these two brothers known as the Smokestack Twins, both played by Michael B. Jordan brilliantly. I would like to learn how these filmmakers just get an actor to be there multiple times within the scene. I know they said it's like a mirror technique or something, but there has to be more than that. It's actually brilliant in how you're able to convey just one actor playing two different people all at the same time. It's incredible. And I admire that. I mean, this is the second movie this year with that. I mean, you've had Robert Pattinson, Mickey 17. I can't talk today. Who did the same deal, which was with Bong Joon-ho. It's very, very cool, very interesting, very unique way of telling the story, and being able to execute it in that way, I believe, is just a phenomenal thing that can take place. So in Sinners, you have the cast consisting of Michael B. Jordan, you have Haley Steinfeld, the beautiful Haley Steinfeld. You've got the beautiful Jamie Lawson. You've got Miles Caton, who's like, I believe this is his first movie, and he did a phenomenal job. You got the great Delroy Lindo. I cannot think of the other girl's name. It's One Me. That is all I can remember, but the lovely One Me. I'm sorry, I cannot. I'm butchering her last name right now. I feel like it starts with a no. I'm gonna have to look at it later on. You've got Jack O'Connell and many, many others. Omar Miller. Who are in this movie. They all did a phenomenal job. And this is about, again, the Smokestack Twins who have left Chicago, come back. Apparently, they used to be soldiers in the previous war. And apparently, at one point, I think they talked about that they were working with Capone. It's kind of briefly mentioned. But there's more. I don't want to spoil those other extra details as to what it really may be, like what they really were doing up there. And they come back to the Mississippi, though, so Clarksdale, Mississippi, to be exact. This is taking place in 1932 on October 16th, that is, 3 days before the day of my birth. And they come across, they have some money. They want to open up this juke club. Well, they meet this white man who's supposed to hand over this property to them. And essentially, they're building this club, and they're letting people know. They're promoting this party that they're going to have for opening night. So they go through town, they're looking for different acts. They meet up with their cousin Sam, played by Miles Caton. They grab him, and they eventually, Jamie Lawson shows up as Perlene. She sings for a bit too, and she has an amazing voice, by the way. Omar Miller, who's brought in to be essentially the bodyguard. Del Rolando, he's the harmonica player. He also plays the piano. When me, she's supposed to be cooking and helping out with that. Then you have Grace and Bo, who are these Chinese good sellers. They have this grocery store in town, and they work with the smoke sectors very closely. So they have a lot of these different people that they've branched out to, that they know that they've come up with, that they want to have come out to this party and make this the best thing ever, so that they can bring whatever joy it is, or what life back to the Delta. This is what they're looking for. And they say early on that they'd rather deal with the devil that they know. How is that cute? Well, there's a lot here, because there's a lot that comes along with dealing with certain devils. And I like how the movie opens up, talking about how in different cultures, musicians were called different things as far as being storytellers are concerned. And so how music can be a thing that brings people together, right? But it can also call to things that we may not know are lurking in the darkness. That's where these vampires come in, right? And as we all know, the Christian faith, the devil made music, responsible for it. And when you make a deal with the devil, when you go dancing with him, when you entice him into certain things and you allow him into your life, yes, hell will break loose. And that is essentially what takes place here within this awesome party, where everyone is singing and dancing, having their Irish beers, their whiskey, living it up. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, down in the Delta going crazy, left and right, shoes with beating floor, got the guitar strumming, harmonica going crazy. I mean, you got to love it every last second of being in that there Delta. It is absolutely phenomenal. I love being on this side of the river. I must say so myself. My goodness, I can't tell you how many times I wanted to climb through. I cannot talk today. I wanted to climb through the screen. I saw this on IMAX and get the dancing myself. And what I love is that it pays an homage to Delta blues, because I also find myself, I do listen to a lot of Delta blues. So seeing in the credits how they had Cedric Burnside, I saw my boy Kingfish up there, Buddy Guy, all these people that I listen to, I was shocked. I was actually, I love Ludwig Göransson. And I just kind of was thinking, like, man, who else would they have gotten for this? Could they have got Anthony Gomez or, who's the other guy? I mean, I love Gary Clark Jr., and it's definitely all inspired by it, and you can feel the soul in this. You know what I mean? And I love every ounce of music. I loved all the themes. I love the setting. I mean, you're really in like Mississippi. Like it's beautifully shot, and the way that he has it formatted on the grain. I don't know which grain that he said that it's on, but he said he shot it on film. I know that, and it's beautiful to look at, and it feels like in a way, it kind of feels like an old Hollywood movie, sort of kind of the way that it feels, right? And just the liveliness that it brings to the screen and the story that it conveys, like there's a lot that's going on here. And when I left the theater, I was quiet for a very long time. I might have to do like 2 reviews of this, honestly, because I was quiet when I left the theater, and I just turned on the score and I just listened to it as I drove home. Because it really, like, there's a lot that sits with you. It's very, 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 very layered. Eventually, they get the attention of these Irish folk singers, right? And the way that they come about, well, it's actually intriguing, because Jack O'Connell's character Remick, he actually goes into this house early on, and it's with people who you would kind of expect to help. But then these Native Americans show up and try to explain what is happening. And I just love it, because it's just the spirituality of it. It's like, it's like when they show up, it's like, oh, yeah, they would know. And it's not even to be like a whole a stereotype or anything. No, it's just the spirituality that Native Americans tend to have, And then with One Me later on, and how she kind of has that other spiritual aspect to it. So being able to discern and decipher which spirits are welcome and which spirits are not, and how to figure that out in your mind and know what you're letting into your life. It's crazy. It's so many things that I could honestly dive into. I'm gonna have to watch it again, and then I'll probably have to do like a full breakdown review or what have you. I'm gonna hop on with Movie Lovers Unite tonight and conduct my review. But I just didn't want to dive into any like spoiler specific things. But I genuinely enjoyed this movie from start to finish. I definitely stayed for the post credit scenes, the end credit scenes. I love the performance of Michael B in this. He was great. I mean, the dual role was crazy. I loved Haley Steinfeld's character because of essentially her story was very. It was brief but to the point, and as was One Me's in a way, because of the pain that they had to deal with from each twin in themselves. Like there was a relationship between both, within the twins and their respective women, right? And just kind of how when they left, the kind of pain that they left them with, and then when they came back, it's almost like, whoa, I loved you, and then you come back, and now it's like I don't know what's going on here. Like what's happening? All they know is that hurt. All they know is that pain. They themselves are kind of like, because of what they've done in their past, they too are almost like devils themselves. It's not just so much the ones that are, they come off work and they want to have a drink or they want to get a little action, and the ones that are cheating on their wives. I'm not saying that, hey, that stuff is like morally right. Obviously drink responsibly. Everything else, don't do that. But there's different devils with different people. If you don't like, and within their own backgrounds and their own stories, however they've lived their lives, there's certain devils that different people deal with regularly. And it's up to you to know the devil that you deal with and face it, destroy him, and let them know that you ain't trying to do any bargaining. There is no room for bargaining. You want to live your life. And sometimes it can interfere with the calling that you have on your life, because there will be other temptations that with that power that you have and you wield that could easily tip the scale. You could either do what's right or you could go the path of what's wrong. And I even felt like it dove into the whole the broad the broad gate versus the narrow gate, right? Like, and just how easily it's like you could be influenced to go in with all of these people and how enticing it may be, but you have to remember, like, think about things fully through. Should I or should I not? And if I don't, what are the consequences, right? Because there's good and bad consequences to the things that we do, correct? So it's a matter of, well, if everyone's going here and then I go and something goes wrong, then there's no regret. Should I have went? But if everyone goes and you stay, you're still fine. But it's just that could have been you caught up in all of that mess. So it's a whole lot. It's a whole host of a lot. Again, top to bottom, this movie is fantastic, and you should go see it. I'm going to go see it again, and then once I see it again, I'll do a spoiler review for you guys. So you all let me know what you think down below. I love you all. You stay safe. Remember, one pack, one nation, one smooth howl. I'll see you guys on Movie Lovers Unite tonight. Stay safe out there, guys. Y'all gonna check me out at these here socials. I'll see you all in the next one. And by the way, make sure that you stay tuned for all types of content that I got going on at this here channel. Remember, one pack, one nation, one smooth hell.